An advanced, ultra-powerful lens. It depends on building the mind with harmony with operations cognitive mind. The story starts from the human eye as a wizard general primary. The human eye not only processes raw information, but this is the location of the initial programming system on which it is based. All mental operations have two dimensions in formation, and calculation. When I started and said, everything begins with a brainstorming process and this form must be fully achieved and integrated. The mind starts from the human eye. The human eye is the mental map for the full mind in cognitive processes. On topics of learning and mind development, all the primary processors in the human eye determine everything, and I train everyone in the method of processors in the mind. The human eye and the environment as primary processors. They train and build internal processors in the mind to expand perceptions and capabilities. The human eye and the environment are not only treated in an elementary, normal and simple way. And then everything depends on the natural capabilities of the mind in the cells. The story is like this: everything is interconnected and goes according to programming. A person develops when he is able to achieve the result of the human eye software system. This means that it completes the entire mental map system in the network. The best and strongest communication and response network is in the human eye only because of the installation with each other in a very small system. Developing minds comes from developing the senses and developing the method of viewing. Living in the environment, photographing scenes, and processing them with the human eye is not an ordinary thing. Imaging environmental scenes in the human eye is like forming a frame for a new lens. And building memory frameworks. The information is kept in place exactly like reality. Photographing scenes, the environment is the environment of the brain as well. But not the immediate brain environment. High visualization environment for high thinking. Without our vision of the environment, we cannot expect to build a framework of integrative memory of perceptions. Normal vision allows me to see in the middle and in specific directions without dilation and high energy. They considered depicting environmental scenes important in building the basic software system for making visualizations and storing information in the specified place. Now the information is stored in a software system that views the environment and the place in which the person learned about himself. It has psychological effects. The environment is not a stock image but only a core processor and software system. It is preferable to diversify learning places, preferably developed places, because it will play a major role in developing the expansion of a person's thinking. Developing a person's thinking in studying, he becomes superior, creative, inventive and innovative. Higher perceptions create very sophisticated ideas based on the information that the person has not learned. I used to tell a joke that the green environment refreshes the green lenses in the mind. I gave the lenses a name like green lens. And I said because of physical interactions. This statement is close to true. Green environments are useful for building a higher perception base. Because of the similarity of energy colors. This is just a joke and a simile. The human eye guide. It has a general system, then the person understands the basics. Then finds the details in the operations in the mind and returns again to the human eye, which synthesizes them with the shape and stores them as a constant. Then performs a complete verification and creates an additional copy like a lens, and this copy contains the details. It still does not have the ability to process details. But it needs the ability to network quickly and to process general information such as general configuration. I mean, it's like scanning. There is nothing but the retina that produces great vision. Now my story is not a story of normal vision. What I want to say is the highly visual scenes built from the information and stores of the visual cortex. I said that photoelectric radiation is emitted towards the human eye to transmit information and analyze information in general, and only its general energy is required. And the eye cannot understand anything other than the general energy measurement. If there is an increase in energy, a lens version of huge data will be created as a form and depending on the basic eye lens and networks to respond, integrate, and show the vision of scenes. From the information, as I said, a large visualization will emerge, such as scenes of the real environment, as a general template that is closed with information. By saying that it is a planet because of its enormous energy and because of its meanings and consistency with the ideas of mental processes. The perception of this environment arises in the dream unconsciously as advanced information processing. It is as if the person exercises before events occur in an appropriate environment according to the information he collected during the stages of information processing. The first basis on which the mind stores information is the environment as a general perception in which a person grows up and builds information. Photoelectric radiation, it generates vision outside the human eye. The human eye does not have the ability to process this much detailed energy. The goal of these visualizations is to increase awareness, not ordinary vision. After the radiation enters and spreads, and the information is placed as the only programming basis for the advanced general system. Once again it will be processed like the normal human eye processes and emit radiation towards the visual cortex directly there the greater perception will be created. This time, the radiation is divided in two directions and gives a high area in which the emanating light does not affect the viewer. The vision is within the mind. How to start the process, in short, is a somewhat complicated topic that I am thinking about today. Firstly, I said that if the network becomes open when it processes information, this helps in creating tangible scenes. I mean, when there are virtual views of the information store that I always talk about, which gives open network sensing capabilities. I have explanations and an arrangement of events that begin with the formation of closed networks in a place that eventually become an open network with a single line balanced by a single wire. I will tell you about the second theory in the beginning stages, as a concept that requires more details. Speaking about the measurement and budgeting network in general and developing concepts. I say a small part. From the beginning, I designed the idea of the network because I considered it to be a brainstorming event. Then, I likened the brainstorming to electromagnetic networks. And then I completed all my visualizations and analysis. I was discussing the topic of how to solve problems in order to achieve correct and balanced thinking. And the story of one electrical wire came to mind. Immediately when I thought like this, I said that a communication occurs like a telephone call, and the energy mass vibrates. And then it becomes like a radar, a communication occurs, and so does quick memory. Then I developed the concept of entangling people with the same characteristics and entangling them with one unified electrical wire. Transferring information and charging each other to become the same with equal energy. This network is connected to the viewer when it is open without power reserve. Energy becomes an open and public communication. Now what can I say after I have analyzed so much? Is there no vibration in the network of the energy mass, or is there a sensitive, delicate, resonant string connecting them, with a light resonance, but a very complex signal? A very small signal form vibrates the mass and then vibrates the thin string, creates a very sophisticated and precise sound system. The string is smaller and thinner. In general, the network will be smaller. As a person learns, his mind becomes heavy and light. How is it that the energy masses are heavy, but the string is light and is the wire of transmitting information? The string becomes light and small due to the force of energy between all equal masses. The string is an expression of lightness of thought based on strong information. Currently, this is a consistent analogy and connection with previous operations, but their concepts have been clarified. But it is still in the study stages and requires precision. The string emits frequencies and sound waves along with light rays. For me, the ultimate focus is running a software system that is perfect for the eyes and ears. This is similar to quarks in physics in action.